Today we will be discussing evaluating resources. We will talk about methods on evaluating resources and why it's important to evaluate those resources. So let's get right into the why. Evaluating resources is a major step in the research process, but not all information is reliable or true. Resources in print and resources from the internet vary greatly in authority, accuracy, objectivity, relevance, and point of view. The ability to evaluate information not only will help us in determining whether or not a source is valuable to our research, but every day we are bombarded with information. Being able to evaluate the information as we receive it is a valuable skill we must develop. For example, if your mom and dad tell you that they will be buying that new video game console that you've been wanting, but that you have to look up a few stores that sell the video game console for the best price, then you need to be able to find that information and make sure it is reliable. Or, on a more serious note, if you go to the doctor and he or she tells you that there is something seriously wrong with your health and you need to see a specialist, then you would need to be able to do some research on the specialist that will be right for you and your insurance. Having this skill will encourage us to think critically about the reliability of resources. Once you find the information you believe matches your search, there are a few things to remember to test your resource. You must first decide the purpose of the source you are considering, then decide if the author is credible. Next, read through the information and check to see if the author gives credit to other works. Next, review who is overseeing the information. Then decide if the information is relevant to your research. And finally, check to see if the information is current. This may seem like a lot of steps, but with a little practice you will be a pro at evaluating resources. On this Padlet, I have provided some quick tips on evaluating resources, methods on remembering the aspects that go into evaluating a resource, as well as a few videos. After reviewing the information, your discussion question for this Padlet is, why would evaluating resources be important to the work that you produce? As you can see down here, I have labeled some tips for evaluating resources. And here is a link to the New York University libraries that contain tips for evaluating resources. Next is evaluating primary sources. And here are two methods that you can use to remember on what to do to evaluate your resource. And finally, down here, there are 6 other online resources for evaluating resources and research.